Thanks so much, Royan. Thank you. I'm delighted to be here. It's a great opportunity, and I hear my colleagues saying exactly what I would say, so I'm going to skip those parts and let them be said, and just say a couple of words about Malaysia and the U.S. business community. U.S. business has played a huge role in the incredible development and economic growth of Malaysia over the last 40 years, a well-recognized role that to the point where Malaysia today is a country of only about 28 million people, a lot smaller than Indonesia, for example, but a GDP of 250 billion, a trade relationship with the United States of 40 billion, our second largest export market in ASEAN, 5% growth with a very consistent high level of growth with a lot focused on increasing consumer demand. So real opportunities for U.S. business. The U.S. is and has been for quite some time the largest investor in Malaysia, which gets us a lot of attention. And over the last 2 years, there's been quite a remarkable positive turn in political relations, which, again, some of the public diplomacy aspects that Sung Kim, my colleague Sung Kim was mentioning, apply very much to Malaysia in a very positive way now, teaming up government and business in ways that make sense to Malaysians. Now, Malaysia is very much focused on a goal they set some time ago to become a high-income country in 2020. So the Prime Minister and the government has laid out a very sort of comprehensive reform program and has targeted investment, sort of government-supported investment opportunities in certain sectors and certain regions. And, by the way, joined the Trans-Pacific Partnership negotiations in late 2010 with the consensus of the other countries, and has been a very serious participant in those talks. The great benefit for Malaysia is exactly the requirements under the Trans-Pacific Partnership negotiation fit very well with the reform agenda that the government is seeking to implement in order to raise it to this high-income status. All this creates a lot of opportunities for U.S. business, particularly because the Malaysia looks to the United States for innovation, technology, education, health, areas that they want to move up the value chain, as is commonly said today in many countries. They very aggressively, the Prime Minister and the government very aggressively sought out Johns Hopkins to come to Malaysia, where they've set up their first graduate-level medical degree program, teaching hospital outside of Baltimore there, and also aggressively sought MIT to set up their Asia hub for a graduate program in supply chain management. So there's a lot of interest in that sort of level of American business activity. And we take advantage of that largely through our cooperation with the Chamber, which is terrifically led by the city chairman in Malaysia and our vice president of the AmCham, who's here today, Tim Garland. We, as in other embassies, a couple of members of the board are from my mission. We collaborate on a whole realm of advocacy and industry sector issues. We recently had our annual, or it had our second one. We rejuvenated an annual summit we do in Penang, so outside of Kuala Lumpur, in an area of long-standing U.S. Business activity, particularly in the electronics industry. We do an annual summit where we bring together the chief minister and of that state, and a lot of the American business and other leaders, and have an open dialogue for a good chunk of a couple hours, and a lot of activities surrounding it, raising the profile of American business in that area and solving different problems. We also consult very carefully with the Chamber on the Trans-Pacific Partnership negotiations, seeking input areas, and we always, when we have our USTR negotiators in town, we always get together. I agree that we can take this to a next level, and in many ways in Malaysia, as in other countries, there's a hunger and an interest in a higher level of business activity from the United States for the substantive reasons we pointed out, but also for political reasons. And I think if we look at it more comprehensively and more collaboratively, sector by sector, in a more comprehensive manner, I think we can win more business opportunities for American business. And I just want to leave, as we all are, emphasizing how our team is very focused on making sure that American business gets every opportunity we can in Malaysia. Thank you very much, Ryan.